Hello, welcome to Brian's Mostly Metal Updates. This video is an attempt at something new. I'm going to call it an artist spotlight. I'm going to pick a band and I'm going to talk about them. Basically try to convince you to listen to them. So I'm going to pick bands that are lesser known, more obscure bands, demo tapes, that type of stuff. Try to turn you on to new music. So the band I'm going to talk about in this episode, not technically new. Their demo came out in 2020, and they've toured the U.S. already, opening for Demilich on their U.S. tour. I'm talking about Crossspitter. Now, this is a 3-song demo, like I said. There's the band. You got the drummer, Ricky Spitter, guitarist, Donna Violence, and bass and vocals is Norman. That's not their real names. Lyrics on the other side. Tape. It's that, what do you call it, ivory? It's not like white, it's kind of off-white. I believe for collectors, this is the second pressing. First pressing, I believe, was on an orange shell. This one I bought direct from the band at a show. I believe it's sold out on their Bandcamp page. Now, clock's in at just over 7 minutes. You got 3 songs. The Bloody Work, which is the shortest song and also my favorite. Amazing song. Flock Slaughter, and Dry and Grinding Mouth, which is the name of the demo. I don't remember if I mentioned that. Dry and Grinding Mouth. So, lyrically, think Nunslaughter. I'm sure you're familiar with Nunslaughter. If you're not familiar with Nunslaughter, you should be. I'm going to talk about them in a future collection update. I got a lot of Nunslaughter records to show. So yeah, lyrically think Nunslaughter. Okay. But what sets Crossspitter apart, what makes them rise to the top for me, is the guitarist. Donna Violence, whose real name is Melissa Moore, is an amazing guitarist. Very unique style. All right. Metal Archives calls them death metal. They refer to themselves as death metal on their Bandcamp page. I think Melissa's style, you can't really pin it down in any one genre. It's blackened death thrash with just a hint of surf rock. It's just, cover all the bases. It's just amazing stuff. You need to listen to it. What else do I have here? Well, what I got to say is there's only so much I can say about a 3-song demo tape, right? So what I did was I kind of dove deeper and looked at the band members and saw what other bands they were affiliated with. And I discovered some really good music. So I'm just going to keep talking and share. I'm going to put a list in the description of everything I listen to, because I spent the week doing research. Research was me listening to music all week, so I could tell you that I listened to it, basically. So, yeah. Bassist and vocalist Norman, whose real name is Andy Horn, is probably best known for doing vocals for Cannabis Corpse from 2006 to 2011. Now, obviously I've heard of Cannabis Corpse. Never listened to them. I love Cannabis. I love Cannibal Corpse. I love death metal in general. Not a big fan of parodies, right? So all their album titles and the song titles, they're all parodies of like other death metal songs, right? I didn't read the lyrics. I don't know how bad the lyrics are, but I did listen to 2 Cannabis Corpse albums, right, for the first time. Tube of the Resinated from 2008 and Beneath Grow Lights Thou Shalt Rise from 2011. Never listened to them before. Liked them. Okay. I'm sure you already know, like I said, not avoiding Cannabis Corpse albums, because they're parodies is silly. But sometimes I do silly things. You know, I'm over that. I'll probably start listening to them a little bit now that I've broken the ice. So Andy Horn also does vocals for a band called Battlemaster. Now, I had never heard of Battlemaster. They're blackened death metal, and they are really good, right? Really good. So, I listened to 2 Battlemaster albums, Battlehungry and Swordsworn from 2015, and Ghastly, Graven, and Grimoireless from 2020. And they're both really good. Highly recommended if you've never heard Battlemaster. Good stuff. Now, guitarist Melissa Moore is in a band called Rumpelstiltskin Grinder. Now, they've been around, but I've never listened to them because their name's Rumpelstiltskin Grinder. Are you kidding me? Come on. That's the best you could come up with? Rumpelstiltskin Grinder? I think it's a silly name, is what I'm saying. Okay. So I never listened to them. So for research, I went and listened. So I listened to Buried in the Front Yard from 2005. And then I listened to Living for Death, Destroying the Rest from 2009. And then I listened to Ghostmaker from 2012. They're great. I mean, what can I say? I mean, they're great albums. They're thrash, pretty straightforward thrash, you know. Good stuff. I could even see myself buying them on CD. They're good enough, because you like to archive stuff, right? You like to buy CDs and put it on the shelf. I just hate their name. It's like there are bands that I've never listened to because of their name. You know, Rumpelstiltskin Grinder was one of those bands. Shitfucker is another one of those bands. I've never listened to Shitfucker just because of their name. And I'm kind of worried, like what happened with Rumpelstiltskin Grinder. I wish I could have listened to Rumpelstiltskin Grinder and said, yeah, I don't like them, but I love them, right? What if I like Shitfucker? You know, am I going to show off my Shitfucker stuff? It's horrible, right? So, anyway, you know, Rumpelstiltskin Grinder is really good stuff in spite of their name, right? So, Melissa was also a guitarist for Absu from 2010 to 2017. Absu is one of those bands, I've heard of them, you know, seen their albums, when I'm flipping through, just never bothered to listen to them for no particular reason, just never got around to it. There's like a never ending stream of new stuff coming out. So it's kind of hard sometimes to go back and listen to older bands for me. I don't know. So I listened to Absu, the Abzu with a Z album from 2011. So I believe that was the only album that Melissa played on. I'm not sure, but I listened to that one, and it's good stuff. I feel that of all the other stuff that I've listened to that she was involved in, that Absu album, you can kind of hear her style coming through on that you hear on Crossspitter, right? So yeah, I enjoyed that. So I'm doing all my research on Metal Archives, right? Just jumping from band to band and this and that. Eventually, I went and Googled, Crossspitter and Googled Melissa Moore. And I learned a couple things, right? So, and I didn't know any of this. Apparently, it's been out there, for years now. I ended up, after some Googling, I ended up on the Rumpelstiltskin Grinder Facebook page. Now, see what I'm saying? I don't care how good you are. I'm not putting a Rumpelstiltskin Grinder patch on my vest. That's all I'm saying. That's my line. I'll listen to you. I might buy your CDs. You probably put on a good live show, but I'm not putting you on my vest because of your name. That's your penalty for picking that name. Not on my vest. So, anyway, I got sidetracked. I ended up on the Rumpelstiltskin Grinder Facebook page, and I found a post from 2 years ago. Long story short, Melissa Moore is trans. And when she told her bandmates in Absu that she was trans, she was kicked out of the band, according to what she posted on Facebook. Which, not cool, man. Not cool. So, anyway, that's the controversy part of the video. Back to music. Melissa's latest project is Sonja. Her album, or their album, Loud Arriver, just was released, I think, last week. It's brand new. Crossspitter drummer, who I cannot pronounce his name, so I'll put it down here. He's from Poland. He's also drummer for Sonja. They're classified as heavy metal / gothic rock, right? Now, that's not what I normally listen to. I like heavy stuff generally. I listen to a lot of death metal during the day while I'm working, all right? A lot of death metal. So, some gothic rock isn't really what I listen to. But I listened to the Sonja album twice. And I kind of liked it. So, I'm going to recommend it too. Even though it's not super heavy, if you listen, see, my tastes in music, I think, are kind of narrow sometimes. It's good stuff. Go check it out. Like I said, I'm going to put links. Did I say links? I was just going to put a list. I'll try to put links in the description for everything that I mentioned. So, I don't know how this went. I don't know if I'm going to do any more of these. This is my artist spotlight for Crossspitter. I don't know if I mentioned it. I might have forgot. I read in an interview that they are working on a full length. So hopefully we can expect a full length album soon. Hopefully on vinyl, because I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So go listen to Crossspitter. Now, did I mention I saw them in Chicago opening for Demilich? Amazing show. I shot video, and I'm going to try to put it up here. How they do that. I've never done that before, but I'm going to put it up on the screen. My link to the video that I shot. It's Demilich, Antichrist Siege Machine, and Crossspitter from Reggie's in Chicago. I'll put a link to that. Anyway, in the time that you've watched this video, you could listen to this twice already. So get to it. Listen to Crossspitter. Let me know what you think of both Crossspitter and my silly idea to do an artist spotlight. I don't know how this is going to go over, honestly. Feels like it went okay, but I don't know. I've been working on, literally, I got 3 pages of notes for a 3-song demo tape. I don't know that I can do that every time, you know. So thanks for watching. Next video will be a collection update. So if you're just here for the collection updates, you're probably not still watching. But if you're just here for the collection updates, expect another vinyl update. You know, I'd like to get on a schedule, you know, where I'm uploading on the same day every week. And I don't know. I'm new at this. I don't know if it matters. Does it matter? I don't know. I'm starting to ramble. I'm going to stop talking. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching.